Hey everybody, this is Cromar with TGN, and I'm here today to bring you some more Rift coverage. This is my first video from the release of Rift. It is the second or third day? I've lost track. Third day. It's a third day release. And I'm only a measly level 19. I know it's pretty sad. But I have not been playing hardcore. I've been taking it a little easy on the Rift side of things. Don't want to burn out too quick. After all, what's the sense in being one of the first to level 50? All you're going to do is log off for a week and wait for people to catch up so you can do content, right? So anyway, what I'm doing here is I wanted to show you some Warfront action. Now, we've got a couple of Black Garden videos up. That's the name of this Warfront on the channel. But I don't think we have any as a Bard. So let's check that out. Let's see how this gameplay is as a Bard. It's actually a lot of fun, and you actually contribute a lot to the group. I mean, it's a support class, of course, but you contribute more than just the buffs. You actually do a lot of damage and healing. For this spec, I have Bard, Nightblade, and Saboteur, and I have no points in Saboteur. I just have the Adhesive Bomb, or the Grease Bomb as I call it. And for Nightblade, I have the points in I get the talent that increases your combo point generating abilities damage, and the one that increases your non-physical abilities damage, because all the Bard damage is life damage. So that talent works really well for him. Okay, now what you're seeing here, because the object of this match, if you don't know, is to collect this flag, the Fang of Regulus, whatever, and hold on to it the longest. You gain points. And you can see that the blue banner is my team, and it's ticking away, showing that we're gaining points. But it does kill you over time, is what just happened there. Now, the spot I was standing there is the sweet spot. That's the best place to stand on the map, because the closer you are to the center, the more points you get. But, of course, the harder it is to keep the Fang, because you'll be closer to the enemy. But at that moment, I noticed that the enemy was, pretty much preoccupied, and we were kind of dominating this one, so I wasn't too worried about it. Now, this guy, I was trying to convince him to go stand with me on the sweet spot here, but he's not doing it. But the reason why it's so good is not only is it close enough to the middle to be considered for max points, but it's still decently far away, and it's got all this line of sight stuff going on. So you can stand there with your healer, and the enemy range have to go all the way around to get to you, and it's pretty handy. You can also use abilities to knock people off if they come in on melee, so it's a really great strategy. And I've won a lot of games with that, with other people as a carrier mostly, because my Bard is not really suitable for flag carrying. I just don't have very much health at all, and no armor, and really nothing to protect myself. I pretty much just get killed instantly if someone attacks me. Now, the Bard's damage is built around AoE. You see all the numbers on the screen. Most of the green numbers there are either from my healing aura, motif of regeneration, or it's from cadence, which is that channeled ability you see me using constantly. And it heals. It does direct damage to one target, and then it heals all your allies. And after that, as a finisher, I have the Coda of Fury, which is weak to a single target, but it does an AoE. It's an AoE finisher with no cooldown, and it's ranged, so it's actually pretty damn good. And I use it all the time in rifting and in PvP. I don't solo with this build, though. The damage single target is really terrible. It's nice survivability, but god, the damage is bad. So I definitely don't use this for questing. So that guy I was building combo points on just ran away. I don't know. Guess he doesn't want to win this one. Whatever. So Defiant just picked up the flag and he's running from it. And by the way, if you're curious, since I haven't really talked about my character very much, my dwarf rogue here, Cromar, is on Snarebrush PvP, Guardian side, if you're curious. But anyway, so yeah, he didn't have very much support, and he died. So did I, but that's okay. And I skipped the res, obviously. You don't want to sit there and wait for me to res. But we got it back, long story short, and the guy decided to run out the edge. I mean, it seemed like he was under pressure. If you're under a lot of pressure, you want to get away from that pressure, and hide behind this tree. This tree is this probably just about the safest spot on the map. There is one safer spot. You can actually go to the gate there's a gate to your left a moment ago. There's one to your right, actually. You see that gate to the right? There, it's behind me now. But anyway, if you go through that gate, there's a hill, and you get on top of that hill, and that's the safest spot. But you gain 1 point per tick instead of 6 points per tick in my spot. So, yeah. But anyway, so you see this. Yeah. Well, that flag carrier just ran around because we had basically won. So there's the stats, and I didn't do. Sometimes I dominate the stats, sometimes I don't. Here I did pretty good. I believe this is the one where I got top healing, and it's very hard for me to. I'm looking at this in the preview window on my editor, and it's hard to read this, but you can see the stats there if you're curious. time with the flag, kills, all that good stuff. So, I mean, I was very happy with my performance there. Just normally I dominate. A lot of times I'll just be number one in everything because of the AoE damage, which, you know, you can argue is not really, it's kind of lying because a lot of that damage is meaningless, but I think that putting that pressure on the healer really helps because this is a very healing-centric map. So on to the next, Warfront. This is another Black Garden run. I'm level 19, so that's the only one I have access to, but I will be bringing you Codex coverage too, or whatever the hell it's called, the next one. I can't even remember what the name is, so if it's not Codex, don't shoot me. But whatever the next Battle Warfront's called after this, I will bring you coverage from that in a little bit, as well as some stuff from Gloamwood and I don't know, whatever else strikes my fancy pretty much as I'm leveling. But anyway, on to this fight. This is a much tougher fight, much more hotly contested. You see, we dropped adhesive bombs in the middle, or grease bombs as I call them. And there's a big fight over the center, and you just see I'm just laying down damage like absolutely crazy. But so are they. It's just that we have a ton of healing on both sides, and you'll see that reflected in the stats at the end. But this is a much more competitive battle. It's actually kind of a nail-biter. So they started off with the lead. They grabbed the first flag, so good for them. The actual time to pick up a flag is really, really short, so it's really easy to get. But of course, you know, it's very dangerous to hold on to because it kills you slowly. But the longer you hold on to it, by the way, the faster it kills you. You know, it like ticks for more and more until you just until it ticks for more than your maximum health, and you know, then at that point nobody can heal you through that. So anyway, this guy's hiding in the corner here, and did a pretty good job of it. He's got really good healing. But we are going to get him sooner or later. There he goes. And sometimes I make a grab for it when it's hotly contested. Usually I don't. I prefer just to keep AoEing and try to interrupt other people who are trying to grab it, as well as healing whoever the flag carrier may be for our side. It depends on the situation, and it also depends on how crowded it is. If there's not too many people there, I usually try to grab it. Thing is, I'm just not a very good flag carrier as this class. As you saw this time, I was actually like right in the front. So I actually thought I got it. I was actually really surprised when I didn't get it. I'm not sure how. I must have got interrupted or something. But yeah, if I'm the closest one to it, I'll just get it just so the enemy doesn't. So anyway, now that we have this thing, we're running back. Drop a grease bomb right in front of them to slow them all down at once. Good job, past Cromar. That was a good spot for that adhesive bomb. So our flag carrier just runs around the tree right into the big mob of enemies. But it wasn't a bad idea because a lot of them actually had kept going around the tree and not noticing. That's pickup groups for you. What can you do? But yeah, I think he went down finally. And then looks like we got control of it again. And we did hold on to it for a while. It's really nice when you're playing a fragile class in this Warfront and your team has the flag because everyone ignores you. And you can just sit back and just lob whatever you're doing, you know, without being messed with. But when you're attacking the flag carrier, everyone goes for you first. Because they're like, ooh, it's a bard, kill him. He's probably, you know, going to die in one hit. Which is the truth. So there we go. Not that there's no endemic reason that bards have to be frail. I suppose you could build like a Riftstalker bard or something. And I don't know. You could probably build some kind of defensive powerhouse and build it around bards. But I like my spec a lot better. I like the fact that you know, the more damage you do, the more healing you do. So, going Nightblade increases my healing significantly, as well as my damage. So that's pretty good. Jesus. They really put a lot of pressure on us in this one, which is good. I mean, I'd rather it be close and exciting than you know, totally one-sided and boring. I mean, those can be fun, you know, every now and then. Like, hey, we totally own this battleground. But if it happens every time, you just start to get bored with it. God, this warrior is just not going down. It's alright, though. Allows me to rack up lots of stats. So I threw that bomb out there not knowing whether or not I have people coming in, because I didn't really scout it. I was just like, it's off cooldown, so I'm throwing it. Why not? It just costs a little bit of energy. So I got confused for a second there, it looks like. Oh, man. All this damage. This is where I got my damage from on this round. I got a lot of damage on the stats for this one. And there was a lot of damage to go around, but I had a lot of it. We'll see when we see the stats at the end. Yeah, I'm just wailing away on these guys and not getting hit at all. You know, it's probably smarter to go for the healers, you'd think, but the problem is that the healers are like invincible in this game because they're all clerics, and clerics are are also tanks. So I mean, there you go. Like every healer in PvP practically is gonna be a Justicar, and be able to not only heal themselves instantly while moving for quite a bit, but also be able to take a lot of damage. It's just the way it is. So here we go. Anyway, while I was rambling, we lost the flag briefly, but then the enemy team got it. There we go. See, as soon as they get it, I'm dead. That's how it is. Like, okay, we kill the dwarf now. Yes, I'm a dwarf, a miner, and a bard. Who's that remind you of? No, I don't want to promote them on my channel. But anyway, so here we go. As you see, we have got the flag back, and all is well, it appears, while I was dead. And he's basically just running around the side. I love that blackness, that taint that gets left behind on the ground everywhere you go. Makes you wonder, like, can we just let them have this shit? I mean, this shit is so evil. Just let them have it. It'll destroy them, right? No, but anyway. Oh, God, more of this. So yeah, now that we have the flag again, I'm totally not being touched, so I can just spam cadence. Power chord is the instant that gives me 2 extra combo points. You see me using that constantly, especially while moving. And then, of course, the finisher is Coda of Fury, which is the AoE that I mentioned. It hits 8 targets. It doesn't heal when I use it, unfortunately. But at higher level, you can get a Coda that heals, and I probably would use that constantly if once I have it. I don't know, maybe not. I kind of like all the damage, though. I like seeing all the damage numbers pop up all over the screen when I use Coda of Fury. So here they got it again. Did I mention this was a nail biter? They have an opportunity to win here. Seriously, they really can win with this at this point. Because you see, we're in the lead and we're close, but to the goal of 500. But they are not that far behind. And if they can manage to maintain it and keep their tanks alive like they have been doing so far, then they've got a real shot at winning. Of course, the fact that they're going to their corner and getting their points slowly is really going to hurt them. That was probably a bad move. Because the longer they draw out the game, the more likely their flag carriers to die just from the game mechanics, and kind of give it to us for free. Yep, there we go again. Let's skip another res. So I was getting a little worried at this point, because they have been doing such a strong showing, and coming from behind is not unheard of. But you do also get points from kills, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. You get points from kills. It's just pretty sparing. You don't get too many kills in here if you have healers. Healers are like the dominant force in Rift PvP right now. If your healers are good, then you're pretty much unstoppable, unless their healers are better. And then you have long drawn-out fights with hardly any deaths. You don't really burst people down that much. It's possible, but we'll see at higher levels. It's probably a lot different at higher levels. Once you have access to all the myriad of stuns and stuff, it's probably easy to lock down a healer. There we go. He finally goes down. Oh, boy. So I tried to grab it. I actually thought I got it again here, but once again I did not. But at this point, we're far enough ahead that one more grab, it's almost like we might be able to lose at this point, but it's really unlikely. They would have to... Yeah, and then there's my well-timed grease bomb. Look at that. They would have to, kill him immediately, grab it immediately, and then hold it in the center to prevent us from winning at this point. Because, once you get high enough up, when you're right on the edge, you can just wind up winning on kills. Which I've not actually had that happen yet. I wonder if there's an achievement for that. That would be kind of neat. If you watch closely in some of these, sometimes I'm targeting pets just because they're the only thing in range. Yeah, there we go, we won. So, but that's just because, the cadence still heals people when I use it. Alright. So my stats here were pretty awesome, I think. I mean, I couldn't compete on healing because there were actual, real, good healers here, not just, my bullshit AoE bard healing, but, actual clerics. And, but when you look at the damage done, I actually did really good on damage done. I was pretty proud of myself considering how competitive this BG was. I've had some Warfronts where I topped everything, but everybody else sucked. They're all level 12s and stuff, and that's not nearly as effective as a tough game like this. So there's the rest of the stats if you're interested, all the other stuff, like the stuff that doesn't apply to me, like the carry times. But, alright, well that's it. Thanks for watching. This is Cromar.